Well, good morning and welcome. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad you tuned in. Welcome all. We're going to sing this opening song, and it's a brand new month, but I think you know this song. And I would like you to think about it as a love letter from the divine. It's called True Colors.
Sad eyes, don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. True colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, just call me up and you know I'll be there to see your true colors shine. True colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, beautiful. I see your true colors shining through. True colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, beautiful, like a rainbow. Like a rainbow.
And it's true. I can see all your true colors out there. It's just wonderful. Happy first Sunday in May here at the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Linda Brewer, and I just feel so blessed to have the sacred privilege of welcoming all of you who are right here in the room with me, and those of you who love streaming from wherever you are, cozy in your PJs or whatever. We would be so grateful if our virtual loved ones would share your name and your phone number with us. Not your phone number, sorry. It's a day. Your name and your location so that you guys out there can all connect with each other, and so that after the service we can see who was with us in spirit, if not in body. Our practitioners serving today are Selena Baugh, who will be doing our reading and sharing a prayer with you, and Katie Hernandez, who is holding high watch, knowing throughout this service that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So this morning, as we say our purpose statement together, I invite all of you to commit to spending a little time after the service talking to somebody that you don't know very well or don't know at all, so that we truly embody what we say our purpose is. So let's say that together. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Our theme for May is blocking or blooming. And Reverend Cindy's title for today is Tending Our Soil, which I'm going to trust does include something metaphorical, because digging in the dirt is so not my thing, so hope you're going to speak to me too. We are also so very blessed to have with us today as our special music our dear friend Mindy, Dillard, who will also be joining us for Reverend Cindy's installation.
Yeah.
And please remember that today is our monthly visioning after the service, after our brown bag. It'll be downstairs. So we're going to have brown bag lunch downstairs in the youth and family ministry room, and then we will do our visioning together there, knowing that the highest vision is going to be revealed to us for our spiritual center. So we hope you'll join you for that. I'm so excited to let all of you know that once again our center is going to host a booth at the Pride Festival, which is happening on June 3rd and June 4th. That's Saturday and Sunday. This is such a great way to let others in the greater Salt Lake community know who we truly are. And we need folks willing to serve in that booth for 4-hour shifts. We have sign-up sheets out there. What you'll be doing there is talking to the festival goers who stop by about our center and who we are, and helping them to write affirmations that'll get displayed in our booth. So please, it's such a great event, and if you sign up, you get to enjoy all the rest of what's happening in the festival that day. So that's a really great thing. So please take advantage of this. It always boggles my mind that here in Salt Lake City, Utah, we have one of the largest Pride festivals in the country. Yeah. It's just like, why? Anyway, please sign up. I heard a rumor that the Rev is going to do a shift on Saturday, so time for everyone to serve. Cool. All right, so coming up this week, we have a new class with Lana and Selena. They're right here. Stand up and turn around so they know who you are. That would be Selena there and Lana there. And their class is called Building a Healing Consciousness. It's an 8-week course designed to help to continue to expand your life enrichment process that you began during the foundations class. It is a certificated class for anyone on the practitioner path or anyone who just wants to deepen their spiritual practice. It is a prerequisite to have taken foundations for this class. So it starts tomorrow, May 8th, 6:30 to 9:30, and all the information is on the table out there. So please, and the sign-up sheet. So we encourage you to take advantage of that. It's going to be awesome because they're awesome. So there is still time for you to get creative and come up with a fun event to host for our Food, Fun, and Friends fundraising event. So registration for your events ends next Saturday. But there's this lovely little sheet that you can pick up at the concierge table to fill out for what you would like to do. And it gives you all the information there. But the way this works is that we need to register our events by next Sunday. Then we will have a time of bidding on them. And then the events can happen anytime between the end of bidding, July, and the end of December. Okay, so you don't have to be doing something next week or whatever. I'm looking at a fall thing with the wife. Bryn and I are going to have some kind of the wife. That's Cindy's wife. When she came the first time, her name tag said the wife. So we're going to do something, and there's an evening with Will and Mary, which includes a gourmet Italian dinner and a concert with Will and Mary, and that's hosted by Selena, Donna, and Robert. We've also got an evening around the campfire with hot dogs, s'mores, and sing-along with Rick and Shemaine, being hosted by Myrna and Theryl. And there are some smaller, quieter events also planned. That's me. And if you have questions, please see one of our wonderful board members. Y'all raise your hands so if anybody doesn't know who you are, or I guess you can see the Rev too. Drew, there, Jerry, Teresa, Robert. Steve's not here, I guess. Okay, that's it. So now that you've heard a little bit about us, if you're visiting for the first time, we'd invite you to raise your hand and let us know you're here so we can welcome you. Is there anybody? Right here. Mindy brought a friend. Yay, welcome. Thank you for being with us. And we affirm for you and everyone in this room that you are going to experience a blessing here this morning. So I'm sure you will. And if you didn't get a packet at the table, we have a welcome packet. So please take advantage of that. All right, remember that 24/7 you can get more information about all these things and more, like the Ricky Byers music thing that's happening in July. I just figured you didn't want me here all day, so look those up. You can also, on our prayer requests, on the website, send a prayer request, watch previous services, and get in contact with them. And our website is www.spirituallyfree.org. All right. So as I always do, I remind you our center was founded on and it is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners spend 4 years training in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are so ready to pray with you. And beginning today, following the service, our platform practitioner and our high watch practitioner will be in the new prayer room, which used to be the kids' room up here, and so that you can pray in person with them if you would like to do that. You can also put a prayer request in the prayer box out on the concierge table or submit one on the website, and that goes out to all the practitioners who will pray for you this week. And so right now I invite you to settle in, allow the beautiful centering music and Selena's reading to connect you with the God that lives within, and then Selena will lead us in prayer. And I dropped something, I know not what. Oh, it's a battery. See, my batteries are running low. I knew there was something.
Good morning. Our readings this morning are adapted from writings by Craig Lunsborough and Steve Goodyear. I talked to a farmer the other day, a man of soil and sweat and simplicity. And while he never darkened the door of a university, I quickly discovered that the wisdom formed from the soil and his sweat and his simplicity created more than adequate power to utterly transform any university whose door this man might walk through. And it was at that very moment that I found myself wanting to do nothing other than to dig in the soil of life that lay around me, sweat a lot while doing it, and forever keep my life as simple as both soil and sweat. For therein lays the greatest wisdom. So as you assess your own life, consider it with the eye of a gardener. Underneath the surface lies rich, fertile soil, waiting to nurture the seeds you sow. Even more than you can imagine will grow if given a chance. Ask yourselves, what seeds am I choosing to sow?
love. I open my heart. I open my soul. I open my arms to love, to love, to love, to love, to
Waking up this morning, I was filled with gratitude for the sun streaming in my window, for the little cooler temperatures to slow this thaw of record-breaking snow, allowing the earth time to absorb the much-needed water we've been provided with. And thinking about coming here and spending time with the people that I care about, the philosophy that nourishes me. Because here, in this moment, I recognize that one divine spirit moving in and through all of life. Every piece, whole and complete, filled to the brim with divine right action, compassion, love, wholeness. And just as I know these truths of the divine, I know that I am part and parcel of that one. And I know that same truth for each and every person here and joining us, for all of creation. For we are but one of the whole. Divine expressions in action. I'm grateful for the service to follow, the beautiful music, our beautiful message, our time together as a community, loving and nurturing each other, recognizing the wholeness within each. So I just release this, knowing it is spoken, as together we say, and so it is.
So I wanted to say that some of you may have noticed that our dear beloved lead guitar player, Rory Norseth, has not been here for the last couple weeks. He's just fine. He and Faye have a property down in central Utah, and it's a good 250 miles away. And he was coming back just to play in the band and then getting right back in his car and driving back. Well, that 500 miles is quite a commitment. And he's doing so much work down there that he opted to just take a long break. So until wintertime, probably, you may not see Rory and Faye. I just wanted to let you know. And I missed you all last week. I went to visit my mother, and it was delightful. She still loves me. And she believes in me. This song that we're going to sing together came from some advice that I remembered my mom giving. You know, have you ever had a tough time and you're kind of spouting negative thoughts? And she says, go take a walk, clear your mind. Oh, it didn't work. But eventually it did. Are we blocking or blooming? We certainly can block ourselves with negative thoughts that we ruminate. So anyway, this song is called I Give the Gift I Am.
By Rick Charette.
And it's a journey, but it's glorious. Please sing along. dog in my head. I give him bones to pick, but he picks on me instead. I toss him dreams to fetch so I can get ahead. The mud just hides them in a hole or rips them all to shreds. But there's an angel singing at the bottom of my soul. She tames that mangy mud when I let her take control. Opens the blinds in my mind to let some light in. And standing tall I heed the call. God is smiling as I give the gift I am. My heart, my soul, my hands. I see the light from a higher side. Yeah, I give the gift I am. I've been beat up by that bully in my brain. He likes to put me down, call me ugly names. He knows the things I want to do to feel the claim. He says, who do you think you are? And pulls him down the drain. But there's an angel singing at the bottom of my soul. She calls that bully up and I let her take control. Opens the blinds in my mind to let the sun in. And standing tall I heed the call. The good is coming as I give the gift I am. My heart, my soul, my hands. I see the light from a higher side. Yeah, I give the gift I am. I forgive this foolish use of this great mind. I leave the bully and the bad dog far behind. Unleash the love, the joy, the light, let it shine. Embrace this heaven on earth. 'Cause there's an angel singing at the bottom of my soul. It is my own voice ringing and I let it take control. Open the blinds in my mind to let some light in. Standing tall I heed the call. God is smiling as I give the gift I am. My heart, my soul, my hands. I see the light from a higher side. Yeah, I give the gift I am. The gift I am. The gift I am. The gift I am. It's my pleasure to welcome back one of our favorite special musical guests. And this time she brought a dear friend, and I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Her friend is Holly Kirsten, two first names, but Kirsten. Okay, all right. And she plays violin and sings harmony. So we welcome that duo now, Mindy Dillard.
Thank you, Rick. It's always my pleasure to come back. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so glad to be back. And yes, this is my friend Holly. She's really amazing, has a lot of songs of her own, and really great on the violin, too. So I'm super glad that you're here today with me. So I've been thinking about this blocking and blooming thing, because I always text Rick, and I'm like, what's the theme? So I'm actually thinking a lot about how life, sometimes life gives us like some kind of crazy upset, like something happens we can't control, and y'all kind of know my story, which that was babies for me. I was like, oh, I got babies now, and that was kind of a big rearrangement of everything in the universe for me. And so I think that the real trick is how do we find the seeds in that and grow new things from there. So this is called Planets. Someone came and rearranged the planets. Late last night, I was fast asleep. I thought my world was made of granite. But suddenly it seems the tether has been severed. Now I'm searching for a new orbit. I'm somewhere in between the world I knew and one I've never seen. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindy and Holly. For some reason, it was reminding me of that book, Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Planet? Good morning, my beloved community. How is everybody today? Good, good. Yes. May, how did that happen? I heard someone say that May is really, it may rain, it may snow, it might be snow, it may be sunny. I think May is the perfect name for this month. So last month, we were talking about truth with the capital T. And I found this quote by Paula Darcy. Truth has to fall on fertile soil. So here we are, blocking or blooming. And my talk title, Tending Our Soil. Now, if you like to get your fingernails dirty, go for it. I know Linda doesn't. And I'm just excited to be here with all of you today. And for those love streamers, thank you for tuning in week after week. We appreciate you. We know that you're there. I see your comments afterwards, and you are very much a part of our community. So I wanted to start with a definition of soil. We all know what soil is, but the definition is it's a critical natural resource. Soil is the Earth's thin surface layer composed of mineral particles formed by the breakdown or weathering of rocks, decayed organic materials, living organisms, water, and air. So, our soil is also made of weathered experiences that we have in life. So I just want you to keep that in mind as I talk about this. So if we don't tend to our soil, the seeds that we plant might not outpicture the way we expect or might not bloom at all. So this is very important to blocking or blooming, and that's why I'm starting the month in this way. This leads me to that parable of the sower and the seed. I'm sure everyone in this room has heard of this parable. But before I jump into that, I want to say that no, I am no biblical scholar. In fact, when I went to ministerial school and they told us that we had to take some Bible classes, I was thinking, uh-oh. So here's this Jewish girl going into this class. I really haven't cracked open the Bible. And in fact, a classmate of mine told me that what he used his Bible for was to step on it to reach things that were too high. So we were all kind of in the same boat. But because of the education that I received at Agape and my Bible teacher, Reverend Deborah Johnson of Inner Light in Capitola, she taught me something so important the first day that it's helped me have an understanding and an appreciation for the stories, the parables in the Bible and what it's talking about. First of all, the Bible stands for a state of consciousness. That's what the Bible is. It's all about our state of consciousness. And the Bible is a portrait of different states of consciousness. written as dramatic soap operas so that we pay attention to them. See, soap operas have been around for a lot longer than we thought, right? And think about it. You know, the things that we go through in our life, our stories, they're kind of soap operas, aren't they? They're there to catch our attention, to remind us of who we are, to tap into the consciousness that we are. So, here's my abbreviated sower and the seed. Very abbreviated, okay? So it's about a farmer that goes out to plant or sow his seeds. And when he goes out, he scatters them on different places. The first place he scatters them is on a path or a walkway. But what's up with that path? It's kind of hard, right? That soil isn't accepting those seeds. Probably the first rain, it's going to wash them away. The next place is he puts them on rocky ground. And the rocks are in the way. They're blocking those seeds. They can't really be planted deep in the soil. The next place is a place full of thorns and weeds. So maybe the seeds can go down into the ground, but they get choked out by all the thorns and the weeds. And then there's that place of perfect soil where the conditions are just right. They've been maintained. They've been sweated over. They've been worked on. So I want to talk about these conditions and how it relates to our consciousness. First of all, there's the path or the wayside. There's that stony place, the rocky place. There's that place of thorns and weeds. And then, of course, that good soil, that fertile soil. So, before I go into each one of those, I also wanted to talk about some of the symbols that we see in this story. And the main symbols are the sower, the seed, and the soil. So let's talk about each of those. So the sower, creator. The one capturing that divine idea, divine mind. In other words, all of you and me. Us as consciousness. The mouthpiece, the hands, the feet of the one. Spirit, God, whatever you call it. That is the sower. Next is the seed. You know those visions, that visioning that we do that we're going to do today, when we sit in vision and we catch this idea of what it is calling for us to do and be in our life? That is the seeds. Sometimes it comes in a quiet voice that taps on your heart and says, there's something that you get to do here. Sometimes it's a lot louder than that. It could be what you might think is insignificant, like holding the door open for someone that needs help. Or maybe buying a cup of coffee for the person behind you in line. It could be quite loud and quite big, like starting a nonprofit for people that need your particular talents and help. It comes in all forms. It's not too little or too big. It's whatever is coming through as a seed. Also, I want to talk about intention here. Because I've had that experience with my seeds that I caught something and I didn't necessarily dig into it. It was like, oh, nice thought. but I didn't do anything with it. Now, what I want to say about that is sometimes we are here to be the vessel to catch the thought on this plane. And we're not necessarily here to do the thing. Because I've been around a lot of really creative people that, in fact, one of them is a cousin of mine who we were sitting at dinner one night and he said, you know, Cindy, I have this idea for this great business. You know how we have Uber and we have Lyft? Well, I want to do that, but with a truck. And when someone is at, I don't know, IKEA or Costco, and they don't have a vehicle that can hold what they purchase, they just call my service. They put it in the phone, and they drive over, and they pick you up in their truck with whatever big items, and they carry it into your house. And I said, that's an awesome idea. So the minute he told me this, and I'm not joking you, literally the next day, I started to see ads on Facebook for exactly this kind of business. And I said to my cousin, I said, hey, cuz, I think you might have missed out on this particular boat. He said, what are you talking about? And I saw like 2 or 3 businesses that were very similar. And I sent him the links. And he said, oh, well, you know, he caught this idea months and months and months ago. He didn't follow it through, but someone else did. So seeds, we have to pay attention to those seeds. If it's not for you to do it in the moment, it's okay. It's going to get done. Well, I wonder how many people thought about pet rocks. I don't know. Someone cashed in on that, but okay, I digress. So then there's the soil. The soil is that creative medium, that powerful place of creation, that place where things thrive and grow. And that soil is that place of love and action. It's not passive. And it responds to whatever's planted. So this is very important. When we talk about those seeds, we want to talk about those seeds from intention and vision. Because it's very easy for us beings to plant seeds from a subconscious place that is not having clarity about what is going to outpicture because of those seeds that we plant. For example, someone that I know that told me, and I've said this before, she told me it wasn't a matter of if she's going to get cancer, but when. And she did. So we want to be very conscious about the seeds that we plant. I'm not talking necessarily about those fleeting thoughts, because we all have them. I used to have them all the time on the bike, like, ooh, what if I hit that rock? Like, I'm like, cancel, cancel, cancel. I don't want that to be my go-to place of something bad is going to happen. No. Those fleeting thoughts are just that. They come and they go. I'm talking about the ones that kind of grab you by the neck and they kind of hold on. They kind of nag at you. Those are those things that we're going to be talking about. All right? So we're going to talk about those being our weeds and our thorns. So now that we have what the symbols are of the basic story, I want to talk about each soil condition that the sower planted his seeds on, because they relate to our consciousness. So first of all, the seeds that fell upon that path and wayside, the soil was so hard, and that soil wasn't tended to. So like I said, the seeds got washed away before they could even germinate. That happens for us with our thoughts as well, with our seeds. We all have great ideas and visions that come in, but if we haven't done the work. So here we go, Linda. You don't have to get your nails dirty, okay? We all get to roll up our sleeves and tend to our soil. right? So, in this place that these seeds were cast, perhaps as a part of our consciousness, it was more in our subconscious. It didn't come from a vision. They're thoughts and seeds that we threw out there like, oh, well, it would be great to be a business owner and be abundant, but we didn't do anything to loosen that soil, to dig into it, to make it fertile so that the seed would grow. Without our conscious alignment, those seeds just wash away. The next place or condition the seeds fell upon is that stony place, that place that's full of rocks. This is a place of consciousness that is also subconscious, where we have stored those past experiences and events that keep us from blooming. They're just frankly in the way. So whatever those things are, we've allowed ourselves to sometimes take a little pebble of something that happened. I can think of a few things when I was a little girl that adults told me that I believed. Then it was a little pebble, and it ended up growing as I aged. I believed them. For example, when I went into, I think it was second or third grade, and I just went to a new school, and they decided to give me a math test, and myself and my family are pretty gifted with math. In fact, my grandfather never finished grade school, and I could say, Zeta, how much is 2,222 times 12? And he could tell me. My mom, both my aunts, all bookkeepers. So I went to this new school, and they wanted to give me a math test, and I froze. And I did terrible. And what did they do? They put me in like a remedial class. They didn't. I was a new kid. They put me there, and I believed them. Right? I believed them. I took this pebble that an adult said, and I let it be this big boulder in my way. So as I was growing up, I was realizing, as I was in this philosophy and doing this work of tending my soil, that isn't the truth. That I, too, have an understanding of math. That I, too, have that talent just automatically in me. A natural ability. So, sometimes those boulders that are in the way, I call them, you know what I call them? I call them BS. Belief system. All right? And let me tell you something about the belief system. It's not just for those things that we find challenging, but if you have a belief system about yourself as a spiritual being, it's all limiting. How can you put a word to spirit? It's something beyond feeling. It's something that we know in our hearts. But that belief system that I was talking about, not being good at math, that's what it was. It was a BS boulder, right? It wasn't the truth of who I am. So in this place of pebbles and rocks, the seed can't grow because it's being blocked. Now, sometimes you do see, I'm sure you have seen this. You're walking along, and it's just a cement sidewalk, and there's just a little teeny crack. And in that little teeny crack is a little blossom, little bloom that's making its way. That can happen. But it's going to happen so much more with ease and grace if we work on removing those pebbles and boulders. So, the next place is that place of thorns and weeds. Now, I love this because we can put on our gardening hats. We know, especially this time of year, right? I hear everybody working on their gardens right now, planting and removing those weeds from the winter, those bushes and things that died out, and we get to go in there and yank them out. So we get to do that for ourselves, for our lives. You know, thorns. Have you ever grabbed a rose and went, ouch? Such a beautiful flower, and yet it gets your attention. So that's what those thorns and weeds are for. They're here to get our attention. What is our work to do? The seeds that fell upon that fertile ground have all the opportunity to grow strong, to root deep and thrive. But remember, you want to be really conscious about what that seed is, because that fertile soil is going to grow whatever you plant in it. So, my question for all of you: what significance is this story, this parable about the sower and the seed in your life? What seeds have you been planting and haven't quite seen the manifestation that you were hoping for? Where have you not tended to your soil? So instead of the blooming, it's just been blocking. I've noticed that the more willing I am in my life to dig into those hard places, the more magnificent outpicturing and changes happen in my life. So everyone in this room is here because there's some kind of willingness you have in your heart to do the hard work. Even if you just come on Sundays and don't dig in all the time, you wouldn't be in this room. But if you look around this room and you see the practitioners that are holding the space and knowing who you are, those are the people that have done the hard work and have been the farmers that have done their own work to dig up those weeds, those boulders, those pebbles, to make the soil fertile. And I know there's plenty of people in this room that have also, because of this philosophy, this way of life, have made amazing changes in your life because you were willing to do this work. I know that when I am with others, that might, I'm going to use the word activate. They activate me. The old school word that they've used for years and years is trigger. So I'm on to a new word, activate. So when you're activated by the people around you, that is the thorn. That is the signal. That is the point that you want to take time and be a gardener for your own soil, for your consciousness, to dig up those weeds, to remove those boulders, to do the work. See, you can't come to a place like this and come on Sunday and expect that to be done for you. I'm sorry, I can't do it for you. I can do it for me, and I can encourage you to do it for yourself. So many times, I've sat out there in those seats in the congregation or at workshops and seminars and had amazing breakthrough aha moments and didn't necessarily do anything with them until I did. And it's only at that point when I was ready and willing to show up authentically for me and say, hey, that didn't feel good. Or, hey, there's a thorn there. It's really causing me some pain. Let me do the work. Let me roll up the sleeves. Let me get sweaty. Let me sometimes get bloody. Let me sometimes get wet with tears so that I could do this work for myself. So one of those readings today, underneath the soil lies rich, fertile soil, underneath the surface lies rich, fertile soil waiting to nurture the seeds you sow. Even more than you can imagine will grow there if given a chance. So again, ask yourself, what seeds am I choosing to sow? A last note here. Never judge yourself or anyone else by the fruits of his or her manifestations. You know why? Because sometimes it's not the tree's fault that it's bitter. Sometimes it's the soil that determines what outpictures. So I ask us all to deal with our soil, tend to our soil. This is what we're here to do. Let's pray. As we just take a moment to breathe consciously and deeply together, I ask for you to breathe in deeply through the nose. Hold that breath at the top and exhale through the nose. So with that deep breath comes an abundance of gratitude. Gratitude for this day. For this day and whatever it brings my way, our way. Gratitude for this beautiful, beloved center for spiritual living where farmers come together to do their work, to tend the soil. I'm grateful for parables in the Bible and all these teachings that talk about our consciousness. I'm grateful to know that there is but one. Whether we call it God, Buddha, Allah, Jehovah, Hashem, the way, divine intelligence, heart, the force, energy. Many names and many faces, and yet only one. One expansive light that has broken off into many, many, many little pieces and is everywhere in everything. It's in those beautiful mountains that have melted the snow and have turned green. It's in the trees right outside my balcony that have turned from twigs to full-bloomed trees. And those flowers that are open now, they've bloomed because the soil is so fertile and ready. And I know that since there is only this one, that I am one and the same as the one. I can never be separate from the one. Every cell, every atom, every word, everything I touch, everything I do, everything I say is of the one. And I know this truth from my beloveds in this room and streaming with us today, that we are the outpicturing, the experiencing of life of the one. That one that I call spirit in this moment is experiencing itself, spreading its seeds as our life, downloading ideas and visions into our hearts. So as we listen to these divine visions and ideas, I claim and know the truth that we are one and the same with the one. And because of that truth, I know for my beloveds in this room that are going through a hard time, maybe going through a change in their life, moving or changing jobs, or in the midst of losing a loved one, that they are held by that power and presence, never separate, always connected. And in this connection is all resources met, hearts open wide. The more grief, the more pain, just indicates the amount of love that is there. Always. And I claim and know for my beloveds in this room and afar, listening to it now or later, that if you have recently been through some kind of physical challenge or diagnosis, that you are not separate from that perfection, that your soul is never broken, and that the body temple is healing now. And that answered prayer looks many different ways. It might be some kind of Eastern modality. It might be a pill. It might be a scalpel. It might be a new doctor. But the inner ears are open to know what is next, either for ourselves or our loved ones. And I know for this planet, it is also in a healing mode, that all the things that human beings have done to her, to Mother Gaia, the truth is that she gets to heal as well. There is no way that that isn't so, because cells and atoms are constantly replacing themselves with the perfection of the one. So I know this. I know that we are all tending our soil. And in this moment of tending our soil, I ask that you share your name out loud. It can be in a whisper, and the names of your beloveds that are wanting and needing prayer today. As you say those names, your prayers are my prayers too. Your prayers are our prayers too. And how grateful I am for this fertile soil, for this place and space we call Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living, where we come to plant the seeds, encourage each other to roll up our sleeves and do the work, knowing that love is just one of those nutrients that water and nourish the blooms that are happening now. This room is filled and overflowing with this love. Just soak it in, just the way those plants and blossoms are soaking in the waters. So for this, I am truly humbled and grateful and thankful for answered prayer, for knowing that whatever has come through and landed on your heart today is exactly how it was meant to be. So for this gratitude, it just allows us to surrender these words, surrender this time together into that fertile soil, that law that always grows, whatever is planted, consciously planted. We choose what is planted, and we surrender it knowing its magnificence and beauty as it blooms and blossoms. No more blocking, only blooming. And please, if any of this aligns with you, join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
So we're changing gears a little, and as we're singing I Am So Blessed, we're getting our gifts ready, our circulation ready. And the first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you to those of you that are online and give. Thank you to those of you that are sitting in the room and give automatically every month. Thank you to those of you sitting in the room that are giving to the baskets as they are circulating now, as our ushers are coming through. If you have gotten anything spiritually fed by anything, by the music, the message, the fellowship, we want you to give so that we can expand and thrive and keep going. So the baskets are coming down. And make sure that you take advantage of the fact we have practitioners to offer prayer in person after service. This is something new starting today. We're all very excited about it. Thank you, ushers. Thank you so much. So it's time to bless these offerings. So I ask that you extend your heart through your hands and toward these baskets and just repeat after me. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We have gratitude that is overflowing.
We have gratitude that is overflowing.
Abundance that we give. Fully and completely, from our hearts, knowing it does good work in the world, and it comes back multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
Mindy and Holly. Let's hear some more music.
Thank you again. Glad to get to do another one for everybody. So I was thinking during your talk, Reverend Cindy, about kind of the origin of a seed, because we don't always know a seed is being planted when it's planted, right? And what I was thinking about was how when I came up with this next song, which is called Angel Fire Waltz, I was driving through New Mexico, and I was really sad because it was 2016 and there was a crazy thing that had happened in our country. I don't know if anyone remembers. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to let you all, Anyway, that had happened, and I was driving alone, and I was freaked out, and I also happened to have a seed planted in me, which was the literal seed of my son Cyrus at the time. And so I just think it's interesting. When do these seeds start to grow? We don't always even know it when they do. This is called Angel Fire Waltz. I believed in freedom when I saw that bold sunset. I drove into Taos as the gold and the pink shattered the clouds to the west, and I filled with shock and wonder on this devastating night. If I gotta be sad and so far from home, at least hope glints in the twilight. Oh, aching hearts, can you find some balm in the sunset and the road? The pavement still winds through the mountains up in northern New Mexico. The sun will still rise up tomorrow through all of our heartache and pain. And the cracks in our world will let in the light that we have been missing. I believed in freedom when I saw that bright sunrise. I drove up to Chama as the wild angel fire chased out the dark from the skies. I was part of that holy splendor sent from God's own mouth above. The only way we're gonna make it on through is if we start embracing fierce love. Oh, aching hearts, can you find some balm in the sunrise and the road? The pavement still winds through the mountains up in northern New Mexico. And the sun will still rise up tomorrow through all of your heartache and pain. And the cracks in our world will let in the light that we have been missing. Thank you.
So I wanted to remind you of a few things. First of all, practitioners are available for sessions. There's now the youth room that is, I think we're going to call it the meeting room or something. It's because the youth have moved downstairs, that room's available, and nice to have a private, sacred space. So take that opportunity if you wish. Don't forget the class, the Healing Consciousness class, taught by Lana and Selena. That starts tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, 6:30. 6:30. Yep. And this coming Friday, we welcome our dear friends, Rabbi Alan Bachman and his lovely wife, Andelin Bachman, as they host the House of Prayer for All Peoples. Shemaine and I have really enjoyed that gathering, interfaith gathering, just a wonderful idea, a seed that's been planted and is just blooming beautifully. We had a nice gathering last time, so please take advantage of that. There's more information on this little flyer out on the concierge table up front. And Reverend Cindy, thank you again. We are so lucky that we tended the soil that brought you to us. Yeah. So, oh yes, visioning. It'll be downstairs in that new multi-purpose room on the main floor. And lunch provided, and no? Brown, yeah, well, okay. Lunch is a brown bag. So take advantage of that too. It's been wonderful to create new things, visioning first. Let's stand together and sing our closing song. And many, many hands make light work. We've heard that. So this song is an affirmation of that. We belong to each other. We can all tend the soil together. All right.